Welcome to Office Hours. I am Steve Drost. With me, as always, Will Kaplan. Of course, Will and I are both from the Quivr CRM team. What is Quivr? We are the CRM built by financial advisors for financial advisors, and our objective is simple. How can we help you run your business at peak efficiency? Now, each episode, we tackle a couple of cool items that came directly from Quivr users who are trying to do just that, trying to make their life just a little bit easier. Will, I'm an app guy. I know. Are you an iPhone person? Yeah, you have an iPhone, right?
I am an iPhone person.
I am too. I am too. It's always the developers. It's really annoying. They always have Android phones. But the app. We've been asked this a handful of times. Does Quivr have an app? And the answer is yes. We do. And why do we have an app, Will?
Did we take a shortcut? Did we cheat a little bit? We might have. It's because Salesforce has an app.
Salesforce has an app, and it's interesting. We've been asked this a few times in demos recently, and also in office hours. Like, do you guys have an app? And yes, the answer is yes. Like, we do. You can get Quivr on your phone. And today, I want to talk about how that works, and then also maybe what we think you should use it for, and probably what we think you shouldn't use it for. So first and foremost, how do you get the app? Well, go to the Google Play Store, go to the Apple iPhone App Store, get it on your iPad, do whatever you want, download it, install it, log in. Pretty simple, right?
Easy enough.
If you can get logged into Quivr on your computer, you can get logged into Quivr on your phone. But now the real question is, what is it meant to be used for? And I'll tell a few little, personal situations where I use the app, and then a few situations where we highly recommend you don't. So the app, I like having contact information on my phone. Phone numbers, addresses, right? I actually have a client who lives like 5 minutes away from where I work out, and he's not the most tech savvy person. So oftentimes I will stop at his house either before or usually after I work out. I'm an early morning person. He probably doesn't want me at his house at 5 a.m. But I'll stop there. And yes, I know his house, but the first few times I went there, I wanted to have the address just on my phone, right? Boom, pick it out. Birth dates, maybe I want to have that on my phone. I like having access to the last meeting notes, things like that. So some basic meeting module items, maybe open tasks, right? So basic things that, I'm not preparing for meetings. I'm not making groundbreaking financial planning decisions in the app, but I want to have that soft information, that high level yet vital information in my pocket.
No, I'm the same way. I had like one or two clients that, they were getting along in years, and it was just easier for them to meet at their house, and being able to like pull that up, jump in the car, pull up the address. That was just such a time saver.
So that works great. The basic stuff, right? Now, what doesn't work well? I am not going to create a workflow on my phone. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to create a complex dashboard on my phone.
Yeah, I even found that some of the more detailed records. So like if it was something, I'll pick one out, like an RMD record. I'm not creating that on my phone. It's just there's too many different fields, too many different manual entry of that stuff. Like that just didn't feel as comfortable.
No, I think the only things I've ever created on my phone are like new tasks, right? If I just have to have a reminder to myself for something, I'll do that. Or if I've done this before, I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about something, I'll just add a task into the system because I'm a psycho who just my brain doesn't turn off. I've added a contact before in the system on my phone, right? The client that I told you that I stop at their house when I work out, that's how their son got into the system because they started sharing information. I wrote it down on the spot, but then when I got back to my car, if I don't put this in my phone into the system now, it's never going to get there because I'm going
to be gone.
I'm going to throw this piece of paper away. So I'll toss that in there quick, name, birth date, whatever information I have. But yeah, you have access to this app. And it's going to work. It's going to do what you want. You can show pretty much whatever data you want to show on it. And we teach you how to do that in the community, of course, but it's not going to be as efficient. And I think that's fair for any app, right?
Yeah. It's a different way of entering information. It's a different way of visually taking in information. You don't have the same real estate, keyboard and mouse is just so much easier in my opinion than trying to click around. And I mean, maybe I'm dating myself, like, my teenage kids are probably like, oh my God, I can't believe you still use a computer. But, point being, I find it easier to enter most of this stuff, on a laptop or a desktop.
But that's no different than with the other app. Like, for example, Black Diamond has an app. I use it every once in a while. Like actually yesterday, I was out and about, and I was in a lobby waiting, and a client called me, and I was like, hold on one sec, real quick. Let me look that up. Black Diamond gives me account balances. And they, which whatever. It was an easy question, but I needed access to that. It took me 5 seconds to pull it up. But was I going to place trades on my phone in Black Diamond? No, I'm not going to do that. So it works. It gets you the information you need. It's in your hip. You can throw it on your iPad, throw it on your Samsung tablet, whatever you want to do. You can have that information there, and you get to customize it too, to an extent, right? What information do you want to have readily available on your phone?
And I think that's an important piece of this too, is that, Salesforce is aware of the differences between that desktop environment versus that mobile environment. And you can build, if you want to get to that level of customization, you can take it, one page and have it lay out one way on your mobile device and have it lay out a different way when you're sitting at your desk. Most of the time I took the easy route and I would just unify those things. But certainly if you're spending a lot of time out of the office, or if you're spending a lot of time where maybe you're doing like in-person events with a lot of prospective, individuals where you want to be taking down more of this, you absolutely could customize your environment a little bit more to where that phone is more user-friendly and presenting more of the information that you're looking for when you need it.
Exactly. And just to reiterate, it is the Salesforce app. So you simply go to that app store, you don't download Quivr, you're downloading Salesforce, and then Quivr will be inside of that, right? And once you log in, you'll get access to the same data in the desktop, excluding whatever got limited, right? Whatever you've elected not to display. But yeah, it works. We've been asked this question many times, and I guess the short answer is yes, Quivr does have an app. You are able to access information on the go, and it serves its purpose quite well. It just does. But perfect. That's a wrap. Good stuff today. If you are a Quivr user, remember, join us on Wednesdays for office hours where we can help with similar items, right? What's going on with Quivr? How can you access information on the go? Whatever's on your mind, come to Quivr office hours and we'll help you however we can. And if you're not a Quivr user, that's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect, but it's not too late. Remember, come schedule a demo, hang out with me and Will, and see Quivr in action for yourself.